Buen dia, hola, hi everybody, welcome back to Appa's Kitchen on the road. So I'm here still in Panama City. It's the Pacific. I didn't know where I was. I'm on the Pacific side. So it's Friday, December 28th. I kind of lost track of time here. And looks like it's partly cloudy. Probably a little steamy out there. Probably a chance of rain today. But I'm gonna go back to Casco Viejo, the old part of town, colonial part of town. And I'm going to the Mola Museum. So I'm going early today. The last time I tried to go to the Mola Museum, I ended up going and having a really slow, not very good lunch. And by the time my lunch was finished, it was too late. So I'm going early. They open at 10. I'll be there right when they open. And I think I'll also go to the Museum of the Panama Canal and then look for something for lunch. I'm still looking for some good food. Sorry, Panama. And then just come back and take a siesta. Still kind of dealing with a traveler tummy situation here. And you know, it's hot and I'm not trying to do a lot. To be honest, when I booked this trip to Panama, it was just kind of a last minute thing, and part of it had to do with the fact that I had these points from a credit card and I was able to use them for a hotel here. My plan was to just sit by the pool. You know, I really wasn't going to do a lot. I checked the weather and it was supposed to be sunny and no rain. Not that hot. So that was wrong. What I found out yesterday is the best time to come, if you want to come here, is in January and February because it's cooler and there's less rain during those months. That's what my driver told me. And I kind of believe him because when I checked, it said no rain in December and it's been raining every day. Not like all day rain, but you know, enough to make it humid and you know, it rains. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling. So I'm gonna go get an Uber and I'll meet you in the old town, Casco Viejo, or Casco Antiguo, they also call it. I asked my driver yesterday why they call it Casco, not Costco, like Costco, the store, but Casco, C-A-S-C-O. And I did use Google Translate to see what Casco means. It means helmet. I've never heard that word before. Like I've heard Centro Histórico, historic center, but I've never heard Casco Viejo except for here in Panama. So if anybody knows, you know, where that comes from, why they use it here, let me know. And I'll see, and I'll still try to find out if I can figure out why they call that. Anyway, about the Mola Museum. So the Mola Museum, molas are a traditional handicraft from the Guna people. The Guna are an indigenous group who are indigenous to what is now Panama and Colombia, northern Colombia. From what I read, they are located mostly on the islands of San Blas. I think there's another name for them, for those islands. And they are sort of it's sort of an autonomous zone now because there was some kind of rebellion in like the 20s or something like that. So they were given autonomous status. It's a matrilineal society. So, you know, things are passed down through women rather than men. And the Mola are just a traditional or art form. It's called a reverse applique. So where they kind of cut designs out and then layer them and they can be really intricate and really beautiful. So I'm really excited to see them, and who knows, maybe I'll pick one up. I already have a few that I got in Costa Rica, but I'd like to see if I can find a nice one. I think they can be really expensive if you're looking at really high quality ones. And then I'm just gonna walk around Casco Viejo and explore. So I'm excited about today, a little bit more low-key than yesterday. Hopefully I can find a quiet place to have lunch and also find some decent food. All right, so I'll see you in Casco Viejo. All right, I'm here in Casco Viejo. My glasses are steamed up. So I just got out of the Uber. That's the Museo de la Mola behind me. It's very pretty here. Let me show you. So this looks like it's probably some sort of a hotel or something. There's La Panaderia. Just really very nicely preserved. Very pleasant. It's actually a really nice day because it's overcast, so it's not really that hot. Doesn't feel that steamy. My Uber driver was not in a very good mood. I sat in the front. I like to sit in the front because then I can talk to them more easily, and also I can shoot video if I see anything interesting, but he just kind of wasn't having it. So we didn't talk. All right, so I don't know why I'm not just going into the museum, but I just wanted to look at this beautiful block here and also see where I am. That's Plaza Herrera, where my friendly driver in a truck left me the other day, I think. That's Plaza Herrera. Yeah, there's General Herrera. Really beautiful buildings here. So we actually went around the block. He could have just let me off here and told me where to go, but we went around the block. There's the Fisheria, La Fisheria, which is a place that I was thinking about possibly trying to have lunch. So I'm going to check out their menu again. All right, so from La Fisheria, Plaza Herrera, the Mola Museum is just right down this little street. Let's go check it out. All right, so this is Momo, Museo de la Mola. Abierto from 10 to 4:30. Let's check it out. All right, so I'm here inside of the Mola Museum. I think I'm the only person here. I just came up the stairs. Very nice people. They spoke English at the reception. And then this guy just gave me a little explanation about the Guna and where the molas come from. So this little explanation here tells us that they used to paint their bodies. And this is maybe the roots of the mola. And then I never realized that it was actually clothing. So they're not just, just things to hang on your wall. These are so beautiful. I mean, I'm not a fan of the pirate sleeves, the puffy sleeves, but the designs are just incredible. And I also love these little dolls, these little figures. Really nice. I wonder if I'm going to learn how they are made, because I have no idea. So I know it's kind of like cut cloth that's layered. Similar to some of the things that I found in Laos. Really beautiful. La música es tradicional.
Excuse me?
The music, music is traditional music.
Yeah. This music is like a representation of this part, of these like little birds.
Oh.
That is aqualele.
Okay. It's very dramatic.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, this song is used like with a medicine make up with cacao seeds that's try to cure the fever.
Okay.
So that's it. And also, if you want to go inside here, you can. Like,
Really?
just be careful because it's gonna, you know.
Cool. So I'm like entering the universe of the Guna.
Yeah. Because this is like a representation of how the mola is made up. Like, and also it represents the way that the Guna people see the world, like with the supra world, the middle world, and also the infra world.
Do they do things like they enter trance, or they take peyote or something like that, like to make the designs to see that?
It's more like symbolical because they say the gallows are like a huge castle with a lot of shapes and all of that, but it's just like an area with a lot of nature that have like a river or maybe a lot of animals or a huge tree or something like that. It's more like symbolical, but they don't use any drugs or something like that.
Yeah, so it's all natural. They're just in touch with the environment, the natural environment. Okay, great. All right.
And also, it's more like what they see in their dreams.
Right. Very interesting. Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, I didn't realize I was recording that. So I'm in some sort of weird, not weird, interesting little, what can I call it? Installation here. So I didn't realize I was recording the last part. I was just talking to the guide. So I asked him, do they use like peyote? Do they enter trances? Do they have visions? It's all natural. So they're basically just representing the environment, the natural environment. And I don't know, that's so beautiful. I don't know, maybe just coming up with different symbols of things that are important. These are arrows, for example. Supernatural protection. I like the way everything is displayed. I was asking him about the music too, because it is kind of dramatic. And actually, I'm not sure now what he said. The music is used in ceremonies with cacao. They use cacao as a kind of medicine to cure disease. And there's just more and more and more. So these really elaborate ones, the ones that I got in Costa Rica were kind of simple, but these really elaborate ones are probably pretty expensive, and I imagine they take quite a while to make. So that's it. That's the Mola Museum. So I asked if there was a store, and she said no, because they prefer to let the people sell their art. And she said at the end of the street here, I would find people selling molas.
Alex.
Maybe in the park, maybe in the store, I don't know. Let's check out this store.
Yeah, I was like,
Just looks like a bunch of junk. Panama hats, shot glasses. Alright, well, I don't see anybody selling molas, so I'm just going to follow these signs to Plaza Francia, Plaza de Francia, Iglesia San Jose, Plaza Catedral, and Plaza Bolivar. It seems to me like everything is in this direction. Starbucks. I don't know if I've mentioned, but the coffee here is really good. I was talking to my driver yesterday, and Boquete is the region where the coffee comes from. It's high in the mountains, volcanic soil, and there's a type of coffee called Geisha, which is super expensive, like, I don't know, $1,000 a pound or something ridiculous. They sell it in New York. I was reading $18 a cup. But I want to see if I can get some coffee, not Geisha, but just some good Panamanian coffee to take home. And I want to find some molas. So I don't know if this is the church. Iglesia San Jose. Alright, looks like it's worth a visit. So this Augustinian temple was one of the first to be built in the old quarter. It was left in ruins after an old fire and later rebuilt, 1737. 1832, a law abolished all convents. The Augustinians left Panama. The church was used as a school chapel, and then they returned in the late 19th century. It was renovated in the early 20th century. Let's check it out. Pretty simple ceiling, but beautiful altarpiece. And some nice statues. Looks like people have left little manger scenes and houses here. Not sure why. Mary's kind of brown. She probably was brown. I get a 5 out of 10. The altarpiece was beautiful. The ceiling was ugly, like a 1970s drop ceiling. It was air conditioned. Yeah, not that interesting. The little houses, I don't know what that was all about, but that was interesting. But yeah, it was kind of like you've seen one, you've seen them all kind of church. This is something really old here. I know that there are some ruins of the original Panama City, which was burnt to the ground by Henry Morgan. Oh, he's yelling at. I don't know if this is it. Alright, so I don't really know. I don't feel like reading all of this, but these are the remains of the temple, Jesuit temple. Anyway, there was an original Panama City that was burnt to the ground by Henry Morgan, and I think you can see those ruins. And then this part of the city was constructed afterwards. It's French, Spanish, and American influences in terms of the architecture. It's pretty. I've never been to New Orleans, but kind of reminds me of New Orleans. What I imagine the French Quarter looking like, with all these beautiful wrought iron balconies and things. Here's the Canal Museum. Traffic. I'm hot, so let's check out the Canal Museum. Might as well. This one I think you have to pay. It was nice that the Mola Museum was free. But this one I think is like a $10 entrance. Maybe I can get a senior discount. Well, I tried to get a senior discount, but it's only for residents. So resident seniors, $2.50. Non-residents, $15. We paid yesterday, less yesterday for 2 people, $13 at Aguas Claras to see the locks. So $15, I was almost ready to say, no thank you. But what the hell? I don't know what I'm gonna see here. So originally, there was nothing connecting North and South America. And then, slowly the isthmus formed. And completely changed the climate. The oceans, coral reefs, very interesting. So there's just all this prehistoric, Colombian artifacts here. Well, the Camino Real and Camino de Cruces was a route that crossed the isthmus to transport treasures of the kingdom, such as silver, gold, and pearls, as well as male and enslaved people. Yeah, so there's that. there's that. So I guess this is one of the things that they use to dig out the dirt. And Teddy Roosevelt sort of got behind this project. Let's see what happens here. So you can see the lakes in the center, and then here are the parts that they dug out to connect the Pacific and the Atlantic. We have an explorer here. Well, to be honest, I mean, there's a lot of stuff here. I don't find it that interesting. The building is beautiful, though. I kind of wanted to see how they dug the canal, and I don't know, like an animation or something. So it's just a bunch of artifacts, uniforms, history, pictures. Is this a movie in here? I want my money back. There's $15 I could have spent on food. This is about the U.S. invasion in 1989. Over 500 people were killed, more than half of them civilians. So as one of my friends was saying, oh yeah, the time that we took out their drug dealing dictator, the drug dealing dictator that we installed and whose drug dealing we supported. And I believe he was just taken out because he had too much information about Iran-Contra. So the United States definitely has a lot of blood on their hands when it comes to the people of Central America. Very sad. It's interesting. This is a little recording booth for people to tell their story about their experiences on December 20th, 1989, the day of the invasion. Interesting. And then here are people telling their stories. So Panama now has control of the canal, and Dum Dum is threatening them. I have nothing to say about that. All right, well, let's see, I believe. I wonder what this building was before. I'm more interested in the building than the museum. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I want my money back. That was medium interesting. Not really. You know, a bunch of clothes and hats and pottery. So it was a museum, basically a museum of Panama, with a leaning towards the canal. Well, no, it was about the canal. But yeah, it wasn't that interesting. It's really steaming here now. Hot, hot, hot. And I am at Plaza Mayor. It's pretty. Let me show you. There's a church. And a gazebo. This is really pretty. I passed here the other night in an Uber. It's really pretty at night. And all these beautiful colonial buildings around here. That's the Panama Canal Museum. I guess was somebody's house. I'm assuming these were, I don't know, was that originally a hotel? So some of them were houses, some of them were possibly hotels. And that's a church with a lot of people. Check out this place, El Nacional. Panamanian food, cooking classes. Just want to see what they list as Panamanian food. 100% traditional. Carimañola de pollo. So it's yuca flour stuffed with chicken. I guess that's those things are kind of like dumplings. Empanadas with ropa vieja. It's shredded beef. Vegetarian empanadas. Torrejitos de bacalao. I think I had that the other day. Cod with Afro spices. Served with a homemade tamarind sauce. It sounds good, but I didn't like it where I had it. Tamales. And then rice, polo guisao is, I guess, a stew. Ropa vieja, ceviche is very popular here. Vegetarian, and then desserts. Looks decent. Not really ready for lunch yet. It's kind of early. I would like to find a cool place to sit and maybe have a cup of coffee and really lower my body temperature. Now, this place has Geisha coffee. Let's check this out. Oh, it might be Geisha coffee ice cream. So I saw a video, I watched the video before I came, of this family that hired an Uber driver to take them to see the canal. And actually they didn't go to the best place. I think the place I went yesterday was better. They just went to like a parking lot. But one of the kids had this little toucan, and I thought it was so cute. So I wanted to get one for Amy, my granddaughter. So I just saw it in a shop. And then I just asked the woman if there was a good place to buy coffee and bags, and she said down this street, but I have no idea. So this is the panaderia that I passed before. Looks like a fancy restaurant. So let's see if I can, let me go back and look at this one more time. See if I can find coffee and bags to take home with me. And I still haven't seen any molas for sale on the street. So this is just kind of like a fancy sit-down restaurant. Bread, pastries, and to be honest, doesn't look that good. A bakery and cafe. And let me keep looking. So I'm in this cafe, Unido. There's Geisha espresso, $21 for 12 ounces. I may have just been talking to my camera for a few minutes and not recording. So that was Cafe Unido. They had some bags of coffee. Geisha coffee, $21 for 12 ounces. I'd like to try it first to see if it's worth it. And then I know there's another coffee shop up here where we first entered, Casco Viejo. I think it's called Sisu, which is Scandinavian, and supposedly it's a very, how do you say, minimalist interior. Coffee studio. Sisu. Okay, coffee Sisu. Not really any place to sit. So I'm gonna go back to Cafe Unido. I think there was some seating, and get a cup of Geisha coffee if they sell it. And then I might call it a day here in Casco Viejo. Just, yeah, these places are so crowded. Almost tempted to go back to Starbucks. But I want to really make sure I try Panamanian coffee and then buy some. Alright, so I'm here in Unido Cafe. It's like a block from Plaza Herrera. I ordered a Cafe Geisha. 90, I forget what it was called. $92 or something like that. $12 for a cup. It was the most expensive. I asked him, do you recommend without milk? And he said yes, no milk, just plain. So let's see if it's what it's cracked up to be. And then $21 for a 12 ounce bag. So maybe I'll buy a bag. It's nice and cool. It's a pleasant little place. It smells like fried butter. Like they're making grilled cheese or something. Looks like it might be raining now. So I'm gonna hang out here for a little bit and enjoy my coffee. And then maybe I'll go to Mr. Fishy or whatever it's called down the street get some lunch, go back to my hotel, and have a siesta. So let me show you the cafe. There's more seating here than in Sisu. So a couple tables downstairs, and then up here, a couple tables. That guy was working there when I came earlier. It looks like he's parked for the day. These digital nomads, I ran into them in Colombia. They're kind of annoying. They basically just take up all the cafe space, use the free Wi-Fi. All right, I'm not going to complain though. Waiting for my coffee. All right, so here's my fancy Geisha coffee. Where's my Geisha? So I just smelled it. Doesn't really smell like coffee. Being fancy here with my handkerchief, just because my neck was sweating. All right, so it doesn't really smell like coffee. Kind of smells like I'm not going to tell you what it smells like. Well, actually, really nice flavor. It's very rich, surprisingly rich, because it looks almost like a weak tea. It's so noisy in here, but it's really good. I taste notes of raspberry and chocolate. I don't know. So I was reading about it, and you know, there is like coffee culture now, which is kind of like wine culture, and this coffee has won some award, and it's really expensive. And $12 for a cup, $18 for a cup in New York. So it's cheaper here. It's nice. Do I need a bag to take home with me? Probably not. So I'm gonna see what else they have down there. It's a little bit cheaper. That's better with milk, because I like my coffee with milk. All right, so one more experience, check. All right, so I am sufficiently cooled down. Geisha coffee for me. I didn't like the taste. It doesn't really taste like coffee to me. It doesn't have that coffee aroma. I can't really describe the smell. It's kind of like fermented, like natto or something. So I'm not gonna buy some Geisha coffee. I might buy a bag of other coffee. So I was just researching places to eat lunch. So there's this fishy place, the fishery or something like that. There's another place called Lokai, which is Panamanian fusion. And then I found a place called La Fonda, which is traditional Panamanian food. I just looked at the menu, it looks pretty good. So I'm gonna give Panamanian food another try. It's typical Panamanian food. It looks a lot like Cuban food. Ropa vieja, arroz con pollo, rice and peas, you know, your typical Caribbean, Central American cuisine. Not that expensive. Looks like a cute little restaurant. Kind of a local vibe. So not fancy. The other places here around Plaza Herrera are pretty fancy, upscale, and expensive. So this one, Lo Que Hay, caught my eye because they have this tropical salad. It's green mango, green papaya, cabbage, and some kind of tropical sauce with passion fruit. It sounded good, dressing. And then they have these sexy clams. But it actually didn't get good reviews. So La Fonda got decent reviews. It looks more typical, and it's kind of on the way out of Casco Viejo, so it'll be easy for me to catch an Uber maybe and get out of here. All right, so that's it. See you at La Fonda. All right, so I'm walking away from the center of Casco Viejo, more towards the entrance, exit, whatever you want to call it. There's also a Chinatown here. I saw a Chinese gate. I asked my driver, I forget his name, Juan. And of course I didn't understand what he said, but basically he confirmed that there is a Chinatown here. I love me a Chinatown. So who knows, maybe I'll come back, go to Chinatown for dinner. So we're going to La Fonda. What the fuck is this action? Excuse my French. So this was the entrance. This is where we came in to Casco Viejo. So La Fonda should be. Jesus Christ, these fucking people. Between the sidewalks and the drivers, it's an obstacle course. Here's La Fonda, right here at the entrance. All right, so it's a very colorful place. It'll do. It's cool. Cool temperature, cool, pretty, and typical food. All right, let's see what we got. All right, so I'm trying to decide here between the lechon, which is pork, ropa vieja, which is beef, or el mono, which is chicken. They all come with rice and peas, plantains. These two also come with coleslaw. And I'm really tempted to get some chicharron, just some fried pork skin to snack on. So it's a cute little place. You can imagine like tour guides bringing their tour groups here. I think they have a show in the evening. Feels like I'm in Panama. All right, I can already tell it's gonna be a slow day here in La Fonda. I think there's only one waitress. Here she comes. She's moving very slow. Maybe there's another one. She was just kind of hanging out there. You know, just kind of walking around. Oh, they're going to clean the table instead of taking care of me. Priorities, you know. I just gotta look. She noticed that I'm here. It's funny. It's gonna be a while. I'm starving, so definitely gonna get some chicharron. Hopefully that'll come fast, because I think the rest of the food is gonna take forever. I think they have to go give birth to the cow and hatch the chickens and do all that. So probably by the time I leave here, it'll be dark outside. All right, trying to decode the bathroom here. Chumeris, I don't know, Abalazo and Biwis. I guess Biwis is boys. So I just met the owner. She's explaining all about the history of the restaurant and the birds. All right, I'll tell you when I get to the table. All right, so this is a really nice drink that they serve here in Panama, limonada. This is limonada con hierba buena. So it's lemonade with mint. And it looks like we got a little, that's a sugar rim here. So I just used the restroom and I walked out and I didn't even know where I was. I don't remember walking through, but it looked like there was a gift shop there. So I was gonna walk into the gift shop and there was a woman sitting at the table. She asked me if I spoke Spanish or English. I said both, and she spoke to me in Spanish and I didn't understand. So she changed to English. She's the owner. So she explained to me about the history of this restaurant. It's about a year old. And her goal here was really to celebrate Panamanian culture and Panamanian food. She said there was a group of Colombians that came yesterday. And when you enter, there's kind of this adobe wall. She called it a mud house. And they saw that and they said, oh, it looks dirty. And they turned around and they left. So it looks, actually, you know, it's better than what I was expecting. I was expecting a just kind of traditional little mom and pop restaurant. But this place is actually like a museum. And it really is celebrating the history of Panama, Panamanian food. It's not trying to be pretentious like some of the restaurants around this main square. But, you know, just really celebrating the food, the history, the roots of Panama. So I like it. I'm going to give it so far 10 stars for the experience. So let's see how the food is. I'm doing a pork day, lechon and chicharron. And I love this mint lemonade. It's so pretty and it's really good. I'm sitting here talking to the camera, not recording. My chicharron is here. Gracias. And my lechon just arrived. So chicharron, fried pork skins, remind me of what we used to get when I was a kid. Bags of fried pork skin.
So your earring accidentally went like the bottom of the pool?
We were swimming and she was spinning.
Hot sauce. I asked for the Wi-Fi password. She gave me the bottle of hot sauce. So the Wi-Fi password is on the bottle.
This is good.
Good. All right, so here's a lechon. Lechon is a stewed pork. And then rice and peas, a sweet plantain, some coleslaw. And I'm glad I have hot sauce. So my choices were lechon, Mola Viejo, which is beef, or chicken. Actually, now that I put that hot sauce on it, it's really good. The rice and peas are good, better than what I had at the seafood market. You know, just very typical food, traditional. The coleslaw is good. The plantain is so nice. Just a really nice mix of flavors here. Since I added hot sauce to my lechon, we have a little spicy. The rice and peas are just really kind of nice flavor. Not sweet. Not salty. It's perfectly done. Rice and peas are, you know, one of those combination protein things that poor people make. And then the coleslaw is just really nice. Very happy with this pick. I was trying to sneak out of here before the performance. There's a performance at 1 o'clock. I see that they're getting ready. They have hats on. The owner put her makeup on. So I guess I'm gonna have to be polite and sit here and smile while they dance. What the hell? I don't know if I can sneak out. I just asked for the check. Well, I escaped without a show. The waitress said, "You don't want to stay for the show?" I said, "Oh, I don't have time." And then as I was leaving, I thought the owner was going to say, "Oh, but what about the show?" She was too busy taking pictures of a guy with a parrot on his shoulder. So I told her I would give her a good review. So I will. Look, I'm going to be honest. If you've been watching, the food here, I mean, I've had typical food. Costa Rica, which I liked. Puerto Rico, I had lechon, which was delicious. It was okay. Once I added the hot sauce, hot sauce makes anything better. So once I added the hot sauce, it was good. The rice and peas were good. The lemonade was good. The plantain, the coleslaw. I mean, overall, it was a nice plate. So I'll give it an 8 out of 10 for the plate. 10/10 for the atmosphere and the intention. If you want real Panamanian food, local, in a place, sorry, I just climbed a hill, in a place that celebrates the roots and the history of Panama, La Fonda. I think I might have a longer name. La Fonda is the place to go. The place is closer to the center of Casco Viejo, are fancier, more expensive, more fusion, less authentic. Right up the street is Cafe Coca-Cola. I know where I am now. So I decided, I was so close to the exit, the entrance. I could have just gotten an Uber there. But I decided to take one last walk around. It feels a little bit cooler now. Just see if I can find a mola. I feel like I need a mola. So I don't want to go into these gift shops, but I might have to. Do you want to stay with me while I shop? Or should I end this video here? Let me show you this interesting building. Not sure what it is, or even what style. It's kind of deco-ish. In a grand scale. So I just went back to the Mola Museum. I asked her, where can I find the molas? I think I'm on the wrong street. She said to the French Square, which is where I was before. Plaza Francaise. So let's see, I think I'm on the wrong street though. I need to go over one block. There's a dollar store. I'm gonna walk over one block. And if I don't see any molas, that's it. I'm out of here. I tried. It's starting to get hot again. And I think, according to my weather app, it's raining. This weather app is crazy. I don't know where the whatever, the weather monitor or whatever is, but it's been mostly wrong since I've been here. But it says it's raining, which makes me believe it's probably going to start raining soon. All right, I think this is Plaza Francaise, the French Square. And I don't see any sign of anybody selling molas. I see raspado. I see helado. I see turistas. I don't know if I'm supposed to keep walking. Nada. I see más turistas. I see taxis. I see tráfico. I don't see molas. All right, so I'm gonna walk back out, away from all this traffic, and get an Uber and get out of here. I'll in the video when I get back to the main street, just in case I find something. I haven't seen a sign of anybody selling molas, but some kid just asked me to take his photo. I thought he wanted a photo with me. He said no, only him. He missed his opportunity. I said no, I'm an international YouTube star. I thought maybe he was my one viewer. Actually, I know who my one viewer is. I have a few single viewers. So I'm walking past a pretty church here. Do you want to see? And just crazy traffic. I'll try to cross here. I'm gonna work my way out of here back towards the entrance, which I believe is this way. Let's see what else we see. Here's Palacio Bolivar. This is Iglesia Casco Antiguo. Palacio Bolivar. It's pretty square. It's pretty. It's hot. So I think it would be nice to come here in January and February when it's not so hot and humid. And just hang out. I don't know what that was, but I wasn't allowed to walk that way. All right, so I'm gonna end this video here. If I find anything else interesting, maybe I'll just make another video, but at this point, I'm just trying to get out of here. So that was it. That was Casco Viejo. Mola Museum, thumbs up. Canal Museum. La Fonda, whatever it was. Good. Check it out. If you're looking for a typical experience. I love the intention. You know, there really was a sense of pride in the way that she did the restaurant and trying to overcome these feelings of shame that people have about their traditional cultures. And I think we need to celebrate that. So if you come to Panama, definitely support that. There's something going on here. All these like military, and the streets are closed off. Maybe that's why the traffic is so crazy. Anyway, check out La Fonda. And that's it. I'm going to end it here. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.